Hey guys, welcome back to WODdoc Project 365, episode 1294. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to thewoddoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos. That's where we house them. What we're talking about today is the fix for lateral epicondylitis or tennis elbow, right? I showed you yesterday and defined what it was, and I got a bunch of questions that said, how do you go about fixing it? Well, first and foremost, if you've been trying to do it and self-resolve it for yourself for a long time, go see a healthcare professional and get it looked at, because a lot of times these tendon injuries become very chronic and then turn into these degenerative tendinopathies, and you get yourself into a whole big ball of wax. So if you're not at that point and it's been just a short period of time, you can try to help resolve it in several different ways. The first thing I would tell you to do is to start using ice on a regular basis. And I know this is a very controversial thing, but if you saw any of my other stuff, you'll know that I like ice, all right? And I like to ice in a very specific way. I like to ice to the point of numbness. So again, let's go back to that anatomy here. So if this is our area of like hot spot, we're gonna ice completely over the top of that until it gets numb. And then once it is numb, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move it around until I regain feeling. Okay, once I regain feeling, I'm gonna apply ice again to numb it a second time. And then once it is numb, I'm gonna move it around, and that would be one icing. I would suggest doing that once a day along with these two things. The first thing you want to be able to do is start to loosen up and mash that tissue. Allow that tissue to kind of free up a little bit. You're allowing those tissue layers to glide more freely, thus creating less irritation with movement, okay? So the way that you're going to be able to do this, or a way that you're going to be able to do this, is by taking one forearm to get down here. And of course, there's a whole bunch of different ways, guys, so I'm just showing you one. You're going to take your forearm, lay it down just like that. You're going to take your opposite arm, and you can use your elbow to cause a little bit of pressure, and now you can move this sucker all around, or you can jigsaw with your forearm, okay? Maybe you do a little combination of both. You jigsaw just a little bit, okay? You find an area of a hot spot, and then you move that hot spot around until it cuts in half. You jigsaw a little bit more, and you continue until you work through the entire arm. That is the first thing, mobilizing the tissues and the layer of fascia between the tissues. So that way it's not creating continual irritation by sticking together. All right. The second way that you can go about doing this is through eccentric exercise. Okay. Eccentric exercise has been shown to have the largest amount of what they call fibroblastic proliferation, which means that it helps it basically rebuild. Here's how you do that. You're going to start with a shortened tissue. You're going to hold a little bit of contraction with that, right? So I'm basically meeting the pressure, and then I'm going to allow the affected hand to be overpowered by the unaffected hand, by my asymptomatic hand. So I'm fighting, but I'm allowing it to be overpowered. So I'm lengthening the tissue under contraction. When I get down to the bottom, I'm going to allow the symptomatic hand to overpower. This is going to be turned into a concentric contraction to overpower the asymptomatic hand. And then I'm just going to continue that tug of war back and forth. So I always have upward pressure, guys. It's just that when I get to the top, I'm allowing my right hand, in this case, asymptomatic hand, to overpower. And then when I get down to the bottom, my symptomatic hand, my left hand in this case, is overpowering, right? The idea is that we're fatiguing the tissue down and we're creating that fibroblastic proliferation response, okay? So questions on this, comments on this, that is your fix for lateral epicondylitis tennis elbow, okay? Guys, like I said, any questions, throw them below, and we're here each and every day. And until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.